Everyone loves mascots. You know, those cuddly cartoon characters with oversized heads that roam the sidelines of sports events, cajoling fans to cheer at their nutty antics. Yeah, they're great. Except for the part where they're pretty much universally creepy beyond measure. The giant eyes with their fixed stare. The mouth frozen in a psychotic smile, hungering for souls. The fact that there's a living human being trapped inside. It's almost like they're designed to terrify us.
I am gonna stop pollution with my new lovable character, Gary the No Trash Cougar.
So which of these anthropomorphized hellspawn are the absolute worst of the worst? Here's a look at some of the creepiest sports mascots of all time. King Cake Baby. This abomination from the New Orleans Pelicans is so horrifying, even the team has embraced its inherent creepiness.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
The Pelicans claimed this thing was created to celebrate a New Orleans tradition that involves baking an effigy of a baby into a cake, which is weird. It looks more like they were pitching ideas for the next Exorcist sequel. King Cake Baby is just so fundamentally wrong on every possible level. It makes you wonder if sports are really worth it. Hip Hop the Rabbit. It's hard to believe, but once upon a time, someone at the Philadelphia 76ers actually said out loud some version of this sentence. We should get a giant muscular rabbit to make our fans love us, because that always works. Normally, someone would follow that up by saying, put down the bottle, Bill. But no. Instead, the Sixers went for it and created Hip Hop. Not to mention his sidekick, Lil Hip Hop. Say what you will about the Sixers, but to their credit, at least they eventually decided to kill off hip hop once and for all. WuShock. We can't be the first to point out that the mascot for Wichita State University looks suspiciously like Gordon Ramsay with jaundice. In reality, WuShock is meant to be a fighting mad shock of wheat, which, same thing. There have been several variations of WuShock since he first appeared in 1948, but they share one defining trait. They're all insanely creepy. Boltman. Maybe the creepiest thing about the San Diego Chargers Boltman is the fact that he's not even an official mascot. That's right, a fan named Dan Jareggi actually decided to become his own nightmare by creating a Boltman costume and wearing it to every game. Things took a bizarre turn though when he signed a deal with the Chargers to become their official mascot, only to sue them later for breach of contract when they didn't pay him. According to the lawsuit, the Boltman costume cost $15,000. Here's a tip. Next time, make sure your team actually wants your help before you blow your life savings on a big yellow head. Jünter. Jünter is the official mascot of the German soccer team Borussia Mönchengladbach, and why any team would handpick a psychotic horse thing to be their official mascot is anyone's guess. He's named for one of the team's most beloved players, Günter Netzer. Jünter also has his own column in the team's magazine as well as a section on their homepage. Look at all those kids just loving Jünter. Yup. Suri. Here are the facts as we know them. Suri, created for the 2011 Copa America soccer tournament in Argentina, is supposed to be a rhea, which is a kind of flightless bird like an ostrich. But while this is cute, this is more like Big Bird's sad, creepy cousin. There's no logical way to explain the head and the neck on this thing, not to mention the eyes and those eyebrows. Let's just move on. Dandy. Let's learn the story of Dandy, which is what the New York Yankees named this thing. Get it? Yankee? Dandy? That's right, a hilarious Yankee Doodle joke. The real joke was on the Yankees though. Back in 1978, owner George Steinbrenner found out that the Philly Phanatic was making a ton of money for the Phillies, so he decided to commission a mascot for the Yankees. One problem. Both Steinbrenner and everyone else associated with the team hated mascots. As a result, despite signing Dandy to a 2-year contract, New York only used him for a few weeks, essentially paying him not to play for the rest of his deal. Neve and Gliz. The Olympic Games have historically had some pretty weird mascots, but few of them nail the concept of a child's innocence trapped forever in a cartoon purgatory, quite like Neve and Gliz, the mascots for the 2006 Turin Winter Olympics. For the record, the designer of these two walking nightmares claims that they are a humanized snowball and ice cube, who represents friendship and joy. The concepts of friendship and joy must be very, very different in Italy, because those two things look a whole lot like the animated ball of sadness in that antidepressant commercial. But if you thought nothing could quite be as creepy as Italian Olympic mascots Neve and Gliz, the 2012 London Games have something to say to you. Challenge accepted. Wenlock and Mandeville. Say hello to your new friends, Wenlock and Mandeville, which strongly resemble those wriggly things you see in a drop of swamp water under a microscope, only huge and with one giant, horrific, ever-staring eyeball. Wenlock and Mandeville starred in a series of animated cartoons and had their own theme song titled On a Rainbow. You can even bring the nightmare home with you.
With winning Wenlock! And dance along to the beat of a mascot song. Be part of it.
Not coincidentally, British child therapists have Wenlock to thank for their huge surge in business in 2012. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.